What's going on? It's your boy Mo Brooks. I'm so excited because we're going to be talking about 3 tips to really commit. We're talking about commitment today. You don't want to miss this one. Man, I hope that you are happy. I hope that you are healthy. I hope that you are whole. If my voice is a little down today, I've been going through the throat battle, all right, and dealing with that, trying to overcome this. But guess what? I'm committed to this. So we're going to go ahead and press through anyway. Again, as always, thank you for liking and subscribing to the channel. If you are returning here, I appreciate your love and support. And if you're new, if you just stumbled upon this video, I would appreciate if you hit that like button and subscribe for more inspiring, encouraging, and challenging content that we are creating just for you. All right, today we're talking about commitment. Okay, how in the world do we make a commitment? It's 3 simple tips. Listen, the third one, sometimes it shocks people. It's the hardest one to do, but we're going to get into it. Okay, the first thing, okay, as far as like making a commitment, you got to know what you want. That is so important. What do you want? I talked about this in one of my previous videos, but our desires, a lot of times we don't know our desires because we don't spend that much time with ourselves and with our thoughts. All right. Like, think about all the stuff that we want. Man, there's a perfect example. Matter of fact, I got to go to this. I got to go to the scripture. Give me a minute. Let me go to the scripture. I got to find this. Okay, I found it. It's in Mark chapter 10, starting at verse 35. This is huge as it relates to our desires. Okay, you see 2 of Jesus's disciples revealing their deepest desires to Jesus. Now it's crazy because the other disciples was mad at the 2 disciples, James and John. All right, in verse 35, I'm reading from the ESV. Okay, and I'm going to try to slow down because this portion, and I might have to do 2 parts of this video. I'm going to see if I can get it in here quick. But you got to check this out because a lot of times we don't know what we want. That's one. Nor somehow we got it in our minds that our desires of our hearts are pure evil. For some reason, desires and evil got intertwined, right? That anytime someone has a desire for something or a desire even for someone, it's coming from an evil place. That's not the case. Okay. So this is what we have to do. All right. Before I get into the scripture, we have to take our desires to God and allow Him to direct our desires. But first, even if we're going to do that, we have to know what we want. A lot of times we don't know what we want, or we judge what we want, and we will kill our desires before they even get to God. That's huge, y'all. Because a lot of times we are in a space where we're always sharing our desires with everyone else, and everyone else is raining on our desires. They're stomping on them. They're spitting on them. They're like Joseph. When Joseph told his family the dreams, they start talking bad about Joseph. They start treating Joseph wrong. They were angry at Joseph. They was calling him names, the dreamer, because Joseph shared the dream or the desires of his heart. Okay? You got to check this out. Your desires, don't kill them so quickly. I'm not talking about lustful desires that you just like, no, right is right, wrong is wrong, right? I'm not talking about those desires. I'm talking about desires that may seem selfish. You want to be rich. Is that an evil desire? You know what I'm saying? You want to be happy. Is that so bad? Right? Like, look at this verse, y'all. Look at it. This is sweet. All right. Mark chapter 10, verse 35. And James and John, the sons of Zebedee, came to Jesus and said to him, Teacher, we want you to do for us whatever we ask of you. Now look at Jesus' response. He said to them, what do you want me to do for you? Come on, y'all. Man, think about that, right? They started this dialogue with Jesus, and Jesus was like, what do you want me to do for you? You guys, it's about to get good. I can feel it already. I wasn't even planning on going here, but you got to get this. Listen what they said to him in verse 37. Mark chapter 10, verse 37. And they said to him, grant us to sit one at your right hand and the other on your left in your glory. They forget the other disciples, forget Moses, forget Daniel, forget Ezekiel, forget Isaiah, forget Adam and Eve, forget Joshua, forget all of them. Let me sit at your right hand and let my boy sit at your left hand. I don't know about you. I want some friends, y'all. I want some of my friends to be like, no. Forget all of them, Jesus. When we get to heaven, I want to sit on your right and let my boy sit on your left. Now, that's friendship to me. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. My bad. That's a side note. Okay, so they asked something that seems selfish, right? They said, we want to sit at your right and left hand when we get to glory. We want to be in the number. We want to shine. We want to be like, listen, all y'all millions and zillions of people are sweet up in heaven, but guess who at the right and left hand? Guess who in the front of the line? They actually let their desires out. They knew what they wanted, and they felt comfortable enough and close enough with Jesus to share what they wanted. I'm still talking about commitment. If we're going to make real commitment, we have to know what we want. Okay, there's going to be two parts. I'm going to have to hit the other two tips later. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. Watch this. Verse 38. Jesus said to them, you do not know what you are asking. Are you able to drink the cup that I drink or be baptized with the baptism which I am to be baptized? Jesus essentially said, you don't know what you're asking for. You don't know the commitment that's attached to your desire. Jesus saying it's nothing wrong with the desire. Matter of fact, Jesus I love the desire. The question is, are you able to drink from the cup that I gotta drink from? Are you able to be baptized in the way that I gotta be baptized? In other words, are you going to commit how I'm going to commit? Whew. Oh my goodness. Jesus didn't knock them for their desire. He didn't punish them for their desire. He didn't say that's a stupid, selfish, evil, demonic desire. Get behind me, Satan. He didn't say any of that. He said, I like the desire, but are you able to make the commitment that I'm making? That's the question. So when you know what you want, okay, the question is, can you attach the commitment to what you want? All right, here we go. We're going to keep going. Look at verse 39. And they said to him, we able to commit. And Jesus said to him, the cup that I drink, you will drink. And with the baptism with which I am baptized, you will be baptized. Jesus is saying, listen, your desire, what you want will be granted unto you because you're willing to make the commitment. All right, let's keep reading. Verse 40, it says, but here we go. To sit at my right hand or my left is not mine to grant, but it is for those for whom it has been prepared. Jesus listen, I would love to, but the choice is not up to me. That to sit at my left and to sit on my right hand, that has already been determined. All right, does that make sense? Jesus didn't bash them for their desires. All right, here we go. Verse 41. And when the 10 heard it, the rest of the disciples heard the two share their desires with Jesus. And this is why you got to be careful. Okay, this is where you got to be careful at. When the 10 heard it, they began to be indignant or angry at James and John. Other people can't handle your desires. Man, I'm about to go in. I'm sorry. Let me slow down. Other people can't handle your dreams. Other people can't handle your destiny. That's why you have to be careful who you share your desires, your dreams, and your destiny with, because other people will be angry with you and call you selfish and say you don't got the right to ask that question. You don't have the right to have those desires. Those desires are evil. How can you utter such a thing out of your mouth? How can you dream so big? How can you be so big-headed and cocky and confident all at the same time to have those type of desires? I don't have those desires. You can't have those desires. You gotta be careful who you share with your desires, your dreams, and your destiny with. The 12 disciples hung around each other. They were boys. They was doing ministry together. They were serving each other. They were learning together. They were coming up together. And the closest ones to them, they all left all to follow Jesus. And guess what? They shared their desires with Jesus. They overheard him, and now they mad at him. You got to be careful. Or you got to be strong enough that when you do share your desires and other people get angry with you, you can keep on moving. I got to get this last part. Verse 42, and Jesus called them and said to them, you know that those who are considered rulers of the Gentile lord it over them, and their great ones exercise authority over them. But it shall not be so among you, but whoever would be great among you must be your servant, and whoever would be first among you must be slave of all. For even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. He just showed them the commitment. The commitment is not to be served, but to serve. What do you want? And are you willing to commit? Are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to serve to actually get what you want? Listen, in the next video, I'm going to name this part 2. Okay, this is part 1. I'm going to name the next video part 2. Okay, in that next video, I'm going to hit those 2 other tips. Okay, you got to get it. But first, I need you to do an exercise. I need you to get quiet, solitude, silence. I need you to quiet your mind, quiet your spirit, quiet your soul. Too many of us, I keep saying this, you guys, too many of us, we're moving too fast. We're not getting quiet enough. Okay? We're always got something in our ears. We always listening to something. We need to quiet down. And that's how you figure out what you want. You need to let your mind run. And you need to think about your thoughts. You can actually take a step back and look at your thoughts as they are happening. And say, why am I thinking this? Where is this coming from? A lot of it you're going to see is going to be a lot of songs and music. A lot of it is going to be a lot of social media posts, a lot of other people. A lot of it is going to be some things that you're stressed and worried about. A lot of things are going to be things you're afraid about that you want to do, but you don't know how to do it. Okay, do that to get to know yourself and what you're thinking. Think about your thinking. That is so important to knowing what you want and getting clear about what you want. Write down all the crazy stuff that comes to your mind. And if it's crazy, but okay, why am I thinking that thought? That thought got to go. I'm not thinking that anymore. Where is this thought coming from? Where is the root? Do I need to stop listening to something? Do you need to be like me and get off social media? Right? So figure out, what do you want? When you know what you want, write it down. Okay? And then we're going to go after it. All right. Man, thank you so much for watching, subscribing. I love you. And there's nothing you can do about it.